The Meigs County Health Department reported 4 confirmed cases of measles on Monday. The Mid-Ohio Valley Health Department reports no suspected cases or contacts currently under monitoring on the West Virginia side of the river, but officials say travel could change that quickly. Public Information Officer for the Mid-Ohio Valley Health Department, Amy Phelps, says the virus places younger children under the age of 5, older adults, and immunocompromised individuals at high risk for severe complications. Measles spreads person to person through respiratory droplets that can linger in the air of an enclosed room for up to 2 hours.
The symptoms, the initial symptoms, unfortunately, are a lot like other viruses because it's like fever, coughing, runny nose. You can have red eyes, kind of like pink eye or conjunctivitis. And then about a couple days after those, then a lot of times people can get like the white spots in the roof of their mouth. And then a couple days after that is when the rash can start. And it usually starts on the head and then spreads downward.
Public health departments do not provide direct testing or treatment for measles. Testing is generally completed by primary care providers. If you are experiencing symptoms, health officials say you must not commingle in public waiting areas. Phelps says to call your health care provider before arriving so they can take isolation precautions.